Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is PokeTCG Gamer back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over my Week 2 team builder versus Togevoir, aka the coach of the Portland Timburrs. Before I get into this video, I'm not sure whether I'm going to combine this team builder with the battle. Obviously, if you guys see these in separate videos, you will know, but I'm still not sure which way I like better. But if I edit this team builder to my battle, then you will see it in one video, obviously. So let's just go over Togevoir's team very quickly. He has a Mega Mawile, a Latios, which is a Z-Mon, Torrentee, a Lone Marowak, a Diggersby, Porygon 2, Slowbro, Rotom Cut, Omastar, and a Alolan Muck. So overall, his team is kind of slow. Obviously, it's built around Trick Room. It definitely has a huge Trick Room factor to it, with the Mega Mawile and a Lone Marowak, which I feel are the two most threatening Mons under Trick Room in the format. But he does have some speed in the Latios, which is a Seamon, and Torrentee to back that up to allow him to function outside of Trick Room a little better. So basically, this is my team. It consists of Thundurus, Scizor, Hippowdon, Roserade, Florges, and Victini. Definitely want to save that Victini set for last. It's a very interesting set. But this Thunder set is basically Nasty Plot, Taunt, Dark Pulse, and Thunderbolt with the Electrium Z. Electrium Z allows me to hit his Porygon as hard as I can. His only electric resists and immunities are, I'm pretty sure it's just his Rotom Cut, Diggersby, which is immune, obviously. Alolan Marowak can be immune with Lightning Rod, and Latios. Dark Pulse hits 2 of those super effective, and hits the other 2 neutral, and at +2, the 2 that hits neutral, it's gonna hit pretty hard. And obviously see electric to like a mixed bulk Porygon. I'm pretty sure +2 Z Thunderbolt does like 80 to 95-ish, around there. So definitely can do a lot of damage with this Z move. Also, I could unleash it versus Mega Mawile if I really needed to. Definitely, I think it would OHKO max HP Mega Mawile from full. I'm pretty positive. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this Thunder set. A lot of my sets this week are pretty standard as far as like I don't have to go into much detail with the sets. But this Thunder is, I did actually have HP Ice to hit the Diggersby and the the Rotom Cut super effective before the game, but I was talking over with some people and I just found that Taunt would be a little more helpful in the matchup to be able to stop things like Porygon 2 from setting up Trick Room or recovering. So next up, we have one of the win cons, I think, for me this game. Swords Dance, Iron Plate, Offensive Scissor with Swords Dance Roost, Bullet Punch, and Brutal Swing. Now, if I go over his team, and basically he has 2 Steel Resists. His 2 Steel Resists are Lone Marowak, or no, he has 3 Steel Resists, a Lone Marowak, Slowbro, and Rotom Cut. And basically Brutal Swing hits 2 of those extremely hard because it's super effective, and then +2 anything from my sister's going to do a lot to his Rotom Cut. So this is pretty much the perfect coverage, and I have max attack to just do as much damage as I can. +2 Bullet Punch. Actually, I can't OHKO Mega Mawile, but I'm pretty sure has a good chance to after his Spike and Rocks damage, which you guys will see coming up what my Roserade set is. But basically, this is a very, very threatening set versus his team. +2 Brutal Swing should OHKO max HP Marowak after Rocks. I'm pretty sure not before, but it is Technician boosted, so you never know. But yeah, that's pretty much it from Scizor. Very, very threatening Pokemon versus his team. And the Iron Plate, just because I felt I didn't need leftovers, and to give me the boost with my Bullet Punch, which just does a lot of damage versus his team. So next up we have Hippowdon. Pretty standard Hippowdon set with Stealth Rocks, Toxic, Slack Off, and Earthquake. Stealth Rocks obviously just for my hazards. This is kind of my switch in, I guess, to Mega Mawile and a Lone Marowak, but like obviously it doesn't switch in amazing. But it can do the job well enough. An Earthquake obviously hits those both super effectively. And anything I can't hit with Earthquake, which is actually 3 things, his Latios, his Torrentee, and his Slowbro. Or no, I mean, and his Rotom Cut, weak and Toxic. And obviously I'd rather Toxic the Slowbro as well. So Toxic is definitely pretty useful to Toxic all of those as long as they don't have like sub or something. So that's pretty much it for the Powdon. Rocky Helmet obviously just to get shift damage off on things like Mawile and Marowak if it does not have the oh, actually, it would take Rocky Helmet unless it uses Shadow Bone, because Shadow Bone allows you not to take Rocky Helmet, and obviously he could be packing the Rock Head if he's using Flare Blitz. So pretty much that's it for a Powdon. Next up we have our Roserade here. Pretty offensive Roserade this week with Sleep Powder, Spikes, Hidden Power Ground, and Sludge Bomb. This just gives me pretty optimal coverage versus his team. Hidden Power Ground hits Lone Marowak and Mega Mawile very hard. Sludge Bomb just hits the rest of his team like super hard, except for and Muck, which Hidden Power Ground also hits. And obviously we can't hit Diggersby super hard with this set, but I doubt he'd want to risk that unless he scouted out all 4 of our moves. Sleep Powder is nice if he wants to hard switch something like his Latios or Torntian. And then Spikes obviously just because Spikes are kind of key for some of my calcs with Scizor. And the speed is just for max speed Diggersby. He doesn't have anything faster than that between Diggersby and Latios, so... Well, actually, he does have Rotom Cut, but I do pretty much wall that pretty effectively, so I felt I could go without speed creeping that. So that's it for Roserade. Next up, we have this Forge set. Once again, it's a pretty standard set with Calm Mind, Wish, Protect, and Moonblast. I felt I needed something to try to combat the Latios, and with Calm Mind and Moonblast obviously being super effective, even if he's a Calm Mind variant, I'll be able to keep him low enough for something like my my Thundurus to pick him off, or my Scizor with Bullet Punch. Like, I'd be able to Calm Mind and Moonblast and keep him low enough to the point where Scizor could revenge kill it. So pretty much that was my plan there with Forges. It could also Calm Mind and beat his team, but it's very, very unlikely just based on the fact he has a Mega Mawile and Alolan Marowak. I was thinking about Worry Seed over Calm Mind, but opted just to go for Calm Mind just to help a little bit more with the Latios matchup. So this is my last set coming up, Victini. This is a very interesting set. At this point, I felt like I was very, very weak to Trick Room. Obviously, Victini is pretty fast, base 100, so you might be thinking, like, how is that going to be able to help you with your Trick Room matchup? Well, basically, I have an Iron Ball Victini here, and the set is Substitute, V-Create, Bolt Strike, and Shadow Ball. Now, I don't actually outspeed Alolan Marowak in Trick Room, even with my Min Speed and Iron Ball. But I do outspeed Mega Mawile, which will definitely help me a lot, because under Trick Room, that thing is a very, very threatening Pokemon. And obviously, I can just hit his team very hard under Trick Room, like, if he has something that I'm going to be faster than under Trick Room out. Which is pretty much I'm faster than his entire team under Trick Room, other than his Alolan Marowak, and his Slowbro, I'm pretty sure. I think I actually outspeed everything else, unless the Porygon 2 is running like min speed. But Iron Ball basically halves our speed, so right now I'm at 184. So the Iron Ball is going to half my speed to 92, which is enough for Mega Mawile, which at min speed is 94, but not enough for Marowak, which I'm pretty sure is 85. So we do have the Shadow Ball though, just to hit it, like I guess outside Trick Room, and it hits Latios, I guess, but if it's Calm Mind, it's just gonna set up on us anyway. Sub is just to avoid a Sucker Punch from Mega Mawile, as we outspeed it outside of Trick Room unless it's like max speed. And then we also outspeed it under Trick Room, but if he wants a Sucker Punch, I can avoid that with the sub. So that's pretty much it for this week, guys, with the team builder at least. Hope you guys enjoyed. If this is in a separate video, then you guys will be seeing this, and this will be the end. If I combine this with the battle, then you guys will be seeing the battle next. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is PokeTCG Gamer back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over my Week 2 NPL Majors match versus Togevoir, the coach of the Portland Timburrs. This is definitely a very, very important match for me. If you guys have not seen my Week 1 match, I'll definitely go check that out. Versus Monotui. Spoilers, we did lose that game, and we are 0-1 -1 differential. Togevoir is also, he lost his first game, I think he's -2 differential. And we are in the same division, so this is definitely a very, very important game for us to win and just get back into the playoff race. Obviously right now we're 0-1 -1, which isn't a big deal, it's very early, but I would definitely like to go 1-1 and not 0-2 early on. Definitely makes a huge difference. So if you guys have not seen my team builder, definitely go check that out. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But basically, we bought Thundurus there, Thundurus Incarnate with the Z move, Z Electric, with Nasty Plot. We brought offensive SD Scizor. We brought Stealth Rock's Toxic, this defensive Hippowdon, Life Orb Spiked Roserade, defensive Calm-Mind Florges, and an interesting Iron Ball Victini set, which is made to outspeed Mega Ball while in the Trick Room. So basically, just looking at his team, he brought his Torrentee, his Diggersby, his Mega Mawile, his Porygon 2, his Mega Mawile. I think I said Mega Mawile twice instead of Low and Marowak, and his Latios. So basically, he definitely could have a Z-move on his Latios, but when I was looking at his team, the only Steel Resist he brought was his Marowak, which +2 Brutal Swing does a lot. I'm not sure on the calc, it might OHKO, depending on, I guess, HP investment. But our SD Iron Plate Scizor can do a lot of damage to his team. Like, if I get hazards up, it's pretty much just gonna be game. And we do also have a lot of bulk in our HP, so we can be able to take, I guess, an HP Fire from a Porygon 2. But basically, I was looking at the matchups as far as a lead. In my mocks, I had a lot of people lead off with Torrentee, which, like, it makes sense versus my team. Like, I don't have the best Life Orb Torrentee switching. Like, my Flying Resist is Thundurus, which is going to take a lot from a Life Orb Hurricane. So, pretty much, my Florges actually does take a Life Orb Hurricane, or it takes 2 Life Orb Hurricanes, which is nice to know. So, we're just going to get into the battle. I decide to lead off with my Thundurus, as he does lead off with his Torn. So, turn 1, I could obviously T-Volt, but obviously he's going to be faster with the U-turn, and he could just go out into something like his Diggersby or his Alolan Marowak. Now, this play, in hindsight, I ran the ability Prankster, which is just to get off fast taunts, but, like, I really don't need a fast taunt because I outspeed everything on his team but his Torrentee, and I should have been thinking about, like, oh, this outspeed with U-turn, like, and I don't want to have, like, a nasty plot Prankster go before that. But I actually do, right here I do Nasty Plot, and it goes first, as he just decides to U-turn, which obviously was a good play on his part, his best play, if he had U-turn, obviously. But I definitely, Defiant would have been a lot better in this situation, because I was like, oh god, I outsped, he's just gonna go into, like, Scarf Diggersby and just revenge me. But then, he actually goes into his Alolan Marowak. Now, he told me that, he miscalced, realizing that he thought that Marowak lived a +2 Dark Pulse, but he did not have the +2 in the calc. So that was unfortunate, but, like, he definitely should have realized that a Marowak is never living a +2 Dark Pulse unless it's Cobra Berry. So we are just gonna fire for Dark Pulse, and we just pick off this Alolan Marowak, which is super nice for me. And here's another reason why Prankster was just a bad bring on my end. Right here, I'll just let the play out. So I use my Z move right there. As he goes for sub with his Prankster. If he did not have Prankster, he would not be able to go for substitute, and that Gigavolt Havoc would have done a lot of damage, as he reveals that he is Fizdef, not Spidef. So that actually might have had a chance to OHKO, which is very, very unfortunate. So now that he has Prankster, it's kind of unfortunate, but I just go for the taunt. So now I can use Toxic, which is pretty nice. So now, actually Dark Pulse here is predicting that he wants to keep his Porygon relatively healthy. So I just go for Dark Pulse, predicting the Diggersby, and now he's just going to fire off a Quick Attack, doing some chip damage as I just fire for Dark Pulse, and Thundurus has 2 very early kills, and we're up 6-4 early on, and that is very, very nice for me. But I'm just going to stay in here, going for the Thunderbolt. Actually, no, I switch out, thinking that a Life Orb Heat Wave could kill me. But he actually fires out the Life Orb Hurricane, which I'm pretty sure also killed me from that range. So I get confused isn't the biggest deal in the world, as he goes for Taunt, so very good play on his part, as I try to wish. So now I think obviously I had to stay in and just throw off a Moonblast, as he is going to go into his Porygon. Yep. And I'm just going to throw off a Moonblast, and yeah, that calc revealed that, or that damage revealed that he is pretty much mainly Fizz Def Porygon. So now I just go hard into my Thunders, and I'm basically just gonna set up a Nasty Plug. Or no, I taunt so he can't Toxic me. As he just predicts, then goes for the HP Fire. So now I'm free to fire off Thunderbolts. He does not have an immunity. As if I could just Thunderbolt again, as he's still taunted, and I'm able to just keep this thing low. But I did actually realize here that because my Victini is slow, I don't have a good way of revenging this Porygon 2. So I go into my Roserade, able to fire off a Sleep Powder, I'm pretty sure. Because that pretty much guaranteed I put them to sleep if I hit. So now I just fire off a Sludge Bomb. As you guys are going to see, this does a ton of damage to the Torn, which is very, very nice. And obviously the U-turn was pretty obvious, but I just steal one of my Forges anyway. If he goes for Hurricane, I can just sack it off the 2. I think he just clicks Hurricane again. No, he does U-turn, making sure he gets this thing back up with Regenerator, as now he goes into his Porygon 2, and I just Moonblast, but now he just gets a free recover off, which isn't the best situation for me. I think I actually, no, okay, I stay in, fire off a Moonblast, and now I think I go hard into my Roserade. Yeah, I do. I go hard on my Roserade, as he subs. So pretty much right here, I just fire off a Sludge Bomb, break the sub, and now I can decide whether I want to like start setting up spikes. I could predict the Mawile. Right here, I just Sludge Bomb, and I do get the first turn poison, which is definitely pretty unfortunate. But nothing I can do about that. He just recovers, and now I think I set up a spike. Yep. As he just recovers again, it was pretty obvious. And now I'm going to click Sludge Bomb again, and you guys are going to see I get a very unfortunate crit. He did not recover that turn, which is why that was very unfortunate. If he recovered, it would have been a little more manageable. But now his Porygon is just guaranteed in range of my Scizor, and now I'm in a very nice position to predict this Mawile and just go for the HP Ground. And I do get the kill. So Roserade now has 1 kill under its belt for the season, as now his Torn comes in, and I'm just going to let this kill me with U-turn. For some reason I thought I'd live a U-turn, but I was at like around 29%, so I was definitely not living that. But he goes into his Latios, which obviously he wasn't going to go into his Porygon because that would have died to a Spike plus Toxic. So he goes into this, which is not burnt, a Sleep turn. And I calced, and if he is very offensive Latios with like minimal bulk, plus 2 Iron Plate boosted, max attack, and Bullet Punch has a 100% chance to kill him. So he burns his first turn sleep as it is Swords Dance, and if this Bullet Punch kills, I win the game, and it does kill. So Scizor is just gonna clean up the game. Definitely the crit poison, or the poison itself, and then the crit Lunch Lob were pretty unfortunate, but I think I would have been able to pull through with Scizor in the end, even if that didn't happen. So Scizor just picks up 3 kills. It is now 4-1 on the season. Pretty much our best Pokemon as far as kills go so far. So very, very happy with that. I used this last season, the NPL Majors, loved it. Just had to pick it up again. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Great game to Togevoir. I hope I can play him again, maybe in the playoffs. But definitely go check him out. I will leave his link as well as all of the other coaches' links in the description below. Definitely check all of them out, and if you're not subbed to them, sub to all of them. And that is going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.